The government's $2 million for Gaza is being called a mere drop in the ocean. It's earmarked to help the UN's accelerated aid program for urgent needs. Democracy Project's Jeffrey Miller says it won't go far.
There are around 2 million people in Gaza who are virtually all now displaced. That's $1 New Zealand each.
At midday, the foreign minister is being told to step up and do more in aiming for a ceasefire in Gaza. The government's $2 million in funding is being called not enough. Democracy Project's Jeffrey Miller is urging Winston Peters to try and sway powerful allies.
Put pressure on the United States because only it really has the leverage to really get Israel to really agree to a long-term ceasefire.
There is renewed hope that a humanitarian crisis in Sudan is not being forgotten. New Zealand's giving $4 million to support life-saving assistance. Democracy Project's Jeffrey Miller is praising the government for not turning a blind eye.
It is just as bad as what we're seeing in Gaza in terms of the humanitarian situation and ongoing conflict since last April.
This is Newstalk ZB News.
Good morning, it's 5 o'clock. I'm Niva Manu. The government declaring Hamas as a terrorist entity is being seen as more symbolic than anything. The Prime Minister and Foreign Minister made the announcement, which includes the group's military and political wings. Winston Peters says the organisation as a whole bears responsibility for the terrorist attacks on October 7. Foreign policy analyst Jeffrey Miller says Hamas won't be quaking in their boots.
It's a signal to New Zealand's Western partners that New Zealand is very much on the same page here, that we do see things in the same ways that Canberra and Washington and London do.
Kiwis can have their say on a potential trade agreement between New Zealand and the United Arab Emirates. Trade Minister Todd McClays met with his UAE counterpart, Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Zahudi, at the World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference in Abu Dhabi. McClays says they've launched public consultation on a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. The UAE is a top 20 export market for New Zealand and this country's largest market in the Middle East, with exports increasing 17% in the last year.
This is Newstalk ZB News.
Good morning, it's 7 o'clock. I'm Niva Manu. The government declaring Hamas as a terrorist entity is being seen as more symbolic than anything. The declaration places the group's military and political wings in the same boat rather than just the military wing. Foreign policy analyst Jeffrey Miller says Hamas won't be quaking in their boots. He says it's more of a signal to New Zealand's Western partners that we're on the same page.
There is a political wing of Hamas which really is based out of Doha and Qatar, and there is a military wing based in Gaza, but I think they do share very much the same aims and same objectives overall.